she was reading that. That sounded really good, man. It ain't really about nothing, man. But anyway, I want to thank these guys for inviting me here to speak. I'm not going to take much of your time. I know you've been in the last session. You're probably getting a little tired. You might want a little break or whatever, but I'll be brief. But what I'll ask you is that just if you pay attention to what I say, and if you can take at least one thing away from here, you're not going to take everything, but if you can just get one thing and go with that, I think it'll make a difference. Okay, I think it'll make a difference. All right. I want to ask you a question. Most people want to be successful, but most people aren't doing what they're supposed to do to be successful. So I want to ask you, what's holding you back? Just think about that in your mind. What's holding you back? All right. And I'm going to start off by talking about a scientific study that talks about fleas in a jar. Has anybody ever heard that scientific study before? All right. There's this jar. There's 10 fleas inside this jar. And fleas are known to jump at least 36 inches high. So they're in the jar, they're just jumping up and down, jumping up and down, jumping up and down. So after an hour of jumping up and down, somebody comes over and put a lid on this jar. All right, and once they put the lid on the jar, the fleas are still jumping up and down, jumping up and down. But now, what's happening to the fleas? They're what? Their head is at the top of the lid. All right, so they've been doing that for about an hour or so. All right, so now you go back and you remove that lid. The fleas are still jumping up and down, but how high are they jumping now? Well, they can jump 36 inches, but how high are they jumping now?
To where the lid was?
Say that again. The same high as the lid was. But didn't they take the lid off? So why are they only jumping to the lid now? Because they've been what? Yeah, and I like to use the word conditioned. They've been conditioned, all right? They've been trained to do that, all right? And what I want you guys to get out of that point that I just made is that don't let anybody put a lid of limitation on you. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and what you cannot do, all right? Because they'll want to put you in that jar and put a lid on it, and they don't want you to jump higher than that lid, okay? So what you need to do is you need to make sure, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If you want to do something, you go out there and do it, all right? The only way you won't get it done is if you won't do it. Mama can't stop you, daddy can't stop you, sister, brother, teacher, or whatever. Nobody can stop you if you want to get it done. All right? So remove that lid so you can get it done. Okay? Just like those fleas. You know, keep it going. All right? Just because you had maybe a bad home life, a bad environment, you don't make good grades in school, hey, flip the script. You can change that. All right? Nobody in your family ever did this or did that. Guess what? You be the what? You be the first one to do it. All right? You be the first one to do it. There's a lot of people, maybe some in this room, but around here, who parents didn't do much, all right? So now they're coming along, and now they have the opportunity to do something, so now they can be the first one in their family to do it, okay? And guess what? You can do anything you want to do. This past weekend, my family and I, we went to Washington, D.C., to the National African American Museum. Greatest trip we ever had. Greatest trip, man. When we went in that building, and when we saw all these things that these African Americans did, it blew me away. On the way coming back, my daughter asked me and my wife, she said, so Dad, what'd you get out of this? So what do you think about it? And I started thinking, I said, you know what? All the stuff that they went through back during that time, slavery, being beaten, don't want you to read, being hung, guess what? They still made it. So you're not getting beat, you're not being hung, why won't you make it? You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Because I'm telling you, man, when I saw that, it just changed the game for me, man. I said, anything I want to do from now, can't nobody stop me. Can't nobody stop me. The lid has been lifted. It's open. It's ready to go now. All right? Now it's up to me to start jumping, to start moving. All right? And I can't make you go do it. You got to decide that, hey, I'm going to go do it. Mama can't make you go do it. Because you know what? Making somebody do something, it's like if I had a dog and I put his food down here for him to eat, when is that dog going to eat that food? When he's hungry, when he's ready to eat. All right? So you got to get hungry. You got to get ready and go get it, man. It's out there. It's out there for you. Scholarship money, all that type of stuff. It's out there for you. What are you doing with it? All right? Go get it. Don't sit back and wait. Because if you sit back and wait, you're going to miss out and somebody else is going to get it. And then you're going to look back and they're going to be successful and you're going to wonder why they're successful and you're not. They took that step. They went out there and got it. Okay? And that's what you guys got to do. You know what? You know how many seconds there is in a day? Does anybody know? There's 86,400 seconds in a day. All right? You've been deposited 86,400 seconds every day of your life. What are you doing with those seconds? Because you know what? Every second you don't use, you lose. And guess what? When it's gone, it's gone. You're never going to get it back. You're never going to get it back. You know what? Well, I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised to you. You need to do it today. You may not be here tomorrow. Something may happen, God forbid, you can't get it done tomorrow. But you got an opportunity to do it today. Guess what? You need to do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do it today. All right? Get it done, man. And we spend so much time out here on, well, I tell you what, let me tell you this first. Do you know we spend 27 hours a week on social media? That equals about 3.8 hours a day. 3.8 hours a day we spend on social media. But we always say we don't have time to do this, we don't have time to do that. Well, shoot, that's almost 4 hours a day that we doing this, man. And half of the time, it's gossiping. You know, it ain't something that's gonna help you, but that's gonna build you up. All right? So now if you just take some of that time, chop it in half, all right, and do something positive. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute, you know, about reading, about making a personal development plan, about those things to help you get to another level, okay? Earl Nightingale stated that if you study something for an hour a day, only 1 hour a day, every day for 5 years, you know what you'll be? You'll be an expert in that subject. How many hours a day I said study? Just one. I didn't say 5 hours a day. You're spending 3.8 hours on social media a day. Why not chop it down, take one of those hours and study something that's gonna make a difference in your life? All right? Instead of just going all in on social media, man. All right? Now, ain't nothing wrong with social media. You know, there's good things about it, but don't waste your time on negative things, all right? Get on there to help you build yourself up. Get yourself to another level, man. All right? That's what it's out there for. All right? Not to gossip and play games and talk about this person and talk about that person and all that other stuff. That's not what it's for. Okay? That's not what it's for. All right? I have this thing where I do, it's called chopping down your tree and / personal development. All right? Every day I'm trying to develop myself. I'm trying to get better. All right? And I'm going to share about 7 things that I do every day that helps me personally develop myself. All right? And I call it chopping down the tree. And to chop down the tree, you got to have a what? You got to have an axe. Okay? And I've got 7 axes that I use every day to chop down my tree. And you know what that tree is? If this is the tree, this tree is stopping me. Success is on this side of this podium. This tree is in my way. I got to figure out how I'm going to get around that tree. All right? And the only way I can get around that tree, guess what? I got to chop it down. All right? I got to chop it down. All right? And the way I chop my tree down is I do 7 things. All right? First thing I do every day is I pray. So that's swinging. Boom. Boom. All right? Everybody should be praying. You can't get through this thing without prayer, man. All right? I don't know what your religious backgrounds are or whatever, but prayer is prayer. All right? And you need to be doing that, because if you're trying to go somewhere, you're trying to do something, there's always going to be people that's going to be trying to pull you down. But that prayer will take you on through. All right? It'll take you on through. All right? The second thing I do is just write these letters down. Now, that first one was a P. All right? And that stands for prayer. All right? The next one is R. All right? And that stands for read. Okay? I read 2 books every month, personally. And I read 2 books a month because I heard and I saw where the average American reads 1 book a year. The average American only reads 1 book a year. You know how many books the average millionaire reads? Reads 1 book a month. See, the average person is reading 1 book a year, all right? The millionaire is reading 1 book a month. That's why the millionaire is here and the average person is right here, man. All right? The books is where it's at, man. All right? And you got to start reading. You know, only 3% of America have an ID card, a library card for the library. Only 3%. All right? If you're not reading, guys, you're going to be left behind. You have to read. So what I decided to do for me, for my personal development, I said I'm going to read 2 books a month. Because if I read 2 books a month, that puts me in the millionaire status. All right? And I'm not trying to be a millionaire per se, but I'm trying to have a millionaire mindset. Because you know what? When you got that millionaire mindset and you got that knowledge, guess what? I can't take it away from you. Nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take it away. All right? So you need to be reading, man. All right? That's going to get you over. And I'm the type where, you know, even though I graduated from college, when I was in college, I hated to read, man. I would rather pay somebody to read for me. That's how bad I didn't like to read. All right? But now, since I've gotten older, and my wife is a big reader, and I got into it because she reads all the time. Okay? All the time. And I'm going to tell you, the last 3 years, I think it was in 2017, I read 24 books. 2018, I read 27 books. And now this year already, I read 31 books already. Okay? I read 31 books already. Now, is it easy? No, it ain't easy. You know, I work a job where I do like rotating shifts, man. All right? So it's hard to get it in there, but if you want to get it in there, you got the time to do it. All right? You just got to make that time. All right? And that's called my personal development. All right? I'm personal developing my time. I'm personally developing me. All right? I just don't want to sit back and not do anything with my life. All right? You shouldn't want to do that either. Okay? All right? And that's the, and check this out. These are some of the people that read a lot. Anybody ever heard of Bill Gates? Bill Gates reads 5 to 6 books. I'm sorry, 50 to 55 books a year. You know how much his net worth is? His net worth is like $96 billion. You think he got that by just sitting around not doing anything? Reading, man. That's where you get your information at, man. Reading. And you know what else they say about reading? That's from an African American standpoint. If we don't want you to know something, do what? Put it in the book. Why? Because we don't have to read. They know we're not going to read it. Put it in the book. They're not going to read. You know what I'm saying? We got to change that. We got to change the mindset. You go to Washington, D.C. and go in that National African American Museum, all right, and you look at the stuff these people did, all right, it'll change the game. You go, because these people were begging to read. If they got caught reading, guess what happened? They got beat. Some of them got killed. All right? You got all this freedom to read. Why aren't you doing it? Now, I don't know anybody in here, but why aren't you doing it? All right? If you're not doing it, make sure you're doing it, man. That's going to change the game. That's going to change the game. Warren Buffett is an investor. He reads 5 to 6 hours every day. He's worth $84.7 billion. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg. I know who Mark Zuckerberg is? Facebook. You know how much that little young dude worth? He reads 2 to 3 books a month. That little young dude is worth $67.3 billion. Y'all get the connection about the reading that? These people are billionaires because not only are they smart, but to get smart, you gotta do what? Read. You gotta read. You gotta read. Everybody ain't gonna tell you everything. And you know what? The difference between the success and the not successful people, you know what? They read and they're not waiting for somebody to tell them to go and do it. All right? Don't sit back and wait. You sit back and wait, you're gonna be left behind. Oprah Winfrey, she reads 4 to 5 hours every day. Her net worth is $3.1 billion. The only difference between who you are today and the person you become in 5 years will come from the books you read and the people you associate with. From the books you read and the people you associate with. So I'm gonna ask you this question: who you associate with? Because you know what? If you hang around 9 broke people, what's it gonna make you? Broke people. It's gonna make you the 10th broke person. Okay? You hang around 9 bad people, it's gonna make you gonna be the 10th bad person. Okay? And you get around that group, you know what? You need to change that group. Don't let that group change you. Okay? You need to get in that group that's gonna take you someplace, not that's gonna pull you down. All right? And you're gonna have some that's gonna try to pull you down. You need to make sure you're not letting them pull you down. Okay? So we got P, R, the next one is E. All right? I exercise. All right? I exercise every day. All right? I exercise every day. You gotta exercise. Keeps your mind clear. Keeps you strong. All right? Keeps you going in the right direction. All right? The next thing I do is visualize. All right? You should be visualizing something every day, man. You ought to see it. Okay? You ought to see it. There's a study by Ohio State that shows about visualization. All right? Can I get 3 people to stand up here for me real quick? You don't have to say nothing, I promise. I just want to use you as an example. A visualization example real quick. All right? All right, this this study by Ohio State, it's a study about shooting free throws. All right. This first young man right here, his job is for 30 days not to touch a basketball, not to do anything with a basketball for 30 days. All right. This young lady right here, her job is for the next 30 days, she's going to shoot for an hour every day for 30 days. All right. This young lady right here, for the next 30 days, all she's going to do is visualize making free throws for the next 30 days. She's not touching the ball. All she's doing is visualize doing it. Okay? Now guess what? How much do you think he improved?
None.
0. Goose egg. All right? That's okay. That's okay. You don't do nothing, you don't get nothing. That's how life is. All right? This young lady right here worked on her free throws for 30 days, for an hour a day. She improved her free throw percentage by 24%. That's pretty good. This young lady right here, all she did was visualize shooting free throws and making free throws for 30 days. She improved 23%. Just because she visualized it. You know, when people run a race, these guys, when they run in races, they visualize themselves finishing. All right? It makes all the difference in the world, man. All right? Visualize what you want to happen in your life. Okay? If you visualize it, it can happen. All right? But you have to sit there and constantly get it in your mind. Say, this is what I want to do. Visualize it. See it, man. All right? And you can get it done. Okay, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Does that make sense, guys? All right, how many letters we got so far? Who's following? 4. What are they? P-R-E-V. Okay? All right, the next one is A. A is for affirmations. Okay? Every day you should be saying affirmations. You should be saying stuff that you can do. Okay? You know what? The greatest person that talked about affirmation that was the greatest was Muhammad Ali. He always talked about what? I am what? I am the greatest. I am the greatest. And he became the greatest because he kept saying it. All right? What are you saying out of your mouth? Because you're gonna become exactly what you say. All right? Start saying that I can do this, that I can do that, or I can be who I want to be. All right? You got to start saying that. When you start saying it, then you're gonna start believing. All right? So you gotta visualize and say your affirmations. The next thing I do is I take the initiative to do all the stuff that I'm talking about. And remember now, every day I'm still swinging my axe. Okay? I got to get this out my way. All right? I'm still swinging that axe. Okay? So I got to take the initiative to do it. And the last thing, you got the I, right? Everybody got the I? All right? And then the last one is L, for listen. All right? Every day I listen to something motivational or something positive. All right? Something that I want to go inside of me that's going to help build me up. I'm not going to let that other negative stuff get inside me because I don't want to be a part of that. All right? So what you need to be doing is you need to be listening to something every day that's positive. All right? That's going to help take you to another level. Because what you let inside of you, it's just like whatever you put in that computer, that's the only thing you're going to get out of that computer. Whatever you put in there. So whatever you put inside of you, that's what's going to come out of you. All right? So now, when you look at all those letters, it spells a word. What does it spell? Prevail. What does it mean to prevail? To succeed, to grow, to win. Okay? That's what I use. That's my personal development that I do to chop down my tree. Now, you don't have to do those 7 that I do. You need to choose some. I mean, you can choose 1 or 2 things that you need to work on that's going to help you get to that next level. All right? You come up with your own. That's just my personal one. Okay? You might come up with 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever you want to come up with. All right? But you got to get that. All right? You got to get that personal. Because I can't be better than him if I'm doing the same thing he's doing. I can't. All right? I gotta be 1 step ahead of him at all times. Okay? If you want to be successful in life, guys, you got to step up, man. You got to step up. All right? Like I said earlier, don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do. All right? The next thing is don't be afraid to try. I remember when I was in high school. Well, I'll talk about it in a few minutes. But in 1995, my wife and I moved back to South Carolina. All right, we lived in Jacksonville, Florida for a while, and we moved back to South Carolina. And I'm a big basketball person. I played basketball in college and all that other stuff. So when I moved back to South Carolina, I wanted to start a basketball camp. I wanted to start my own basketball camp. Okay, so there were about 3 other camps already started in the area. All right, so I wanted to do one, but I was afraid. Because I said, you know what, we got 3 already going. If I try to do one, especially being African American, who's gonna come to your camp? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna come to your camp? So I had that fear mentality. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I said? I said, you know what? I'm gonna face the fear and I'm gonna do it anyway. And I did it in the first year. I had probably 10 or 15 people come. All right. Next year after that, it just kept growing and growing. And I did that camp for over 20 years. And I just stopped about 2 years ago. All right. And I did it for over 20 years. And the beautiful thing about it, I was able to touch a lot of people's lives through that basketball camp. Okay. Lives that I would have never been able to touch had I not taken a step out there and did it. All right, and did it. So you don't worry about what somebody else is doing. If God lays something on you to do, and it's for you to do, then you do it. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. You're the only person gonna stop it. I mean, me and this man, we can do the same thing. All right, but guess what? He's got his gift with it. I got my gift with it. Because you know what? If you take my fingerprint and you take his fingerprint, it ain't the same. Everybody in here is different. My son right there holding that camera, his fingerprint ain't the same as mine. It's different. Everybody's got their own different gifts, ability, and their talent. Don't let anybody stop you from using it. Okay? Use it. All right? I can remember even when I wrote my 3 books. All right? I had somebody come up to me and say after a speaking engagement, said, "You ought to write a book." I said that's not really what I do. I don't like to read. You talking about writing a book? No, I don't want to write a book. And then I had to ask myself the question, what are you afraid of? Because I'm going around speaking and I'm talking about different topics and I'm sharing things with different people, so why can't I just take that information and put it in the book? All right, so guess what? So I took that step out of there, all right, and I started to write those books, all right? And that's the best thing that ever could happen to me, writing those books. Not from a monetary standpoint or whatever, but just putting that information out there and just to prove to myself that I could do it, all right? Because I didn't want to step over that territory because that was new for me, all right? And a lot of times we hold back from doing stuff because what? Because it's new. We never did it before. I never stepped over there before. I don't know what's going to happen now. Okay, what'd you say? Scared, man. Scared. You can't be afraid. Okay? You can't be afraid. All right, there's a poem that I like to talk about that's called What is Your Deepest Fear? Anybody ever heard the poem before? What is Your Deepest Fear? All right. I'm not going to go all into it, but it was a part of Coach Carter in that movie they had talked about that. What is your deepest fear? But the poem goes is that what is your deepest fear? It says, my deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. You're playing small, does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure. Okay? So that other people won't feel insecure. It's not just in some of us, guess what? It's in every one of us. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. Okay? And the first part of that thing says is that we're not inadequate. That means you got what? That means you got some sense. That means you're smart. Okay? You're not inadequate. You're not dumb. Sometimes we tend to act that way, but we're not that way. All right? We're just acting that way. Okay? And then your playing small does not serve the world. Why are you playing small? You could be making A's in class, but you want to hang out with your buddy that's making C's. Why? Don't let them pull you down to a C. How about you pull them up to an A? Okay? Pull them up to an A. All right? Well, I don't want to be a nerd. I don't want my friends to call me a nerd. All right? Say it again. Nerds got money. Okay? Nerds are most of your bosses. Well, nerds. Okay? So nerds got money. Okay? So I would want to be a nerd. You don't have to use it in that term, but you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with making good grades. All right? Make those good grades, guys. All right? If you're trying to go to college, you know what? The better your grade point average, all right, the better it is for you to get into college. The less your score is going to have to be on your SATs. The higher your grade point average is. You got a low grade point average, you got to have a high SAT score. But if you got a high grade point average, that's going to bring it down. You still got to have a good one, but at least that's going to bring it down some. Okay, so don't let nobody put you in a box and tell you not to be great. Okay, and when you're in your classes, guess what? Don't sit back on the back row. Come up here to the front. That's where all the learning is. That's where most of it is. Because people in the back, what are they doing? Talking and not paying attention and playing around and that type of stuff. Come on up, and the teacher gonna notice that you up there. They're gonna notice that you're trying to get it. But they see Billy Bob in the back there, Billy Bob, well, I ain't fooling with him. You know, but my man right here, he's been coming to class every day. He need a couple of points to get that grade he want to get. And you know what's going to happen? He going to get it. Because she see it. But Billy Bob back there, he's struggling. He trying, but hey, Billy, I'm sorry, man, you know. So come up, man. Come up. Don't let nobody stop you. You know, don't be afraid. All right? I mean, even when I started speaking, man, all right, if you know me growing up, I'm not the type of person that is a natural talker. You know, I'm pretty much laid back or whatever. But once I start speaking and I got something to say, I kind of get into it and I'm passionate about it. But outside of this, when I'm home, out there in the community, I'm real laid back. I don't talk a whole lot. I don't say a whole lot. You know, that's just my nature, man. All right? But when you got something that you need to be doing out there that God has given you a gift for, don't be afraid to go out there and do it, man. All right? And initially, I was a little afraid to do this. All right? But the more I started doing it, the better I felt about me, about what I was doing. Okay? So whatever it is you're afraid of, because I know everybody here got some talent. Everybody's got some type of ability, man. Why you sitting on it? Don't sit on it. Get up off of it. Get up off of it. All right? That's the only way somebody's going to know what you can do is you get up off of it. If you never get up off of it, guess what? Nobody's going to ever know that you can do it if you don't ever do it. Okay? 87% of people allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. All right? And you know what fear is? Fear is interest paid on a debt that you may not owe. I need to say that again. Fear is interest paid on a debt that you may not owe. Why are you fearing something that you may not even, you know, that may not ever happen? You know, we fear stuff, and then once we get to that point, we say, oh man, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Okay? That wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Okay? When I was coaching basketball, that's one thing I always taught my basketball players. We use this philosophy called the 5 P's of success. Anybody ever heard of the 5 P's of success? What the 5 P's of success says is that proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So what's that saying? I'm glad you asked, but I'm gonna tell you. It says that if you properly prepare yourself, there is no way that you can perform poorly. But the key word in there is what? Proper. Proper. Just because you pick up a book and walk around with it in your hand, that don't mean you're studying. That just means you got a book in your hand. You see what I'm saying? You got to do it the proper way. You know what? You can go and if you're on the golf course and you're trying to tee off and you're not doing it correctly, you hit it wrong every time. Guess what? You're just wasting an hour of not doing it the right way. All right? Do things the proper way. If you do it the proper way, you're gonna get the results, man. When you guys got a test, if you properly prepare for it, you ought to run to that teacher, man, and say, give me this test, man. I'm ready. If you're properly prepared. But you can't do that if you're not properly prepared. And most people aren't properly prepared a lot of times. Not everybody, but a lot of times we're not properly prepared. All right? But when you properly prepare, guess what? There's no way you can't be successful. Okay? There's no way you can't be successful. Okay? I'm on time. All right, I'm about to wind it up right here. All right. There's a poem called "Don't Quit." Everybody ever heard that poem, "Don't Quit"? There's a certain stanza I want to share with you from that poem called "Don't Quit." It says, "Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint in the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you what? Quit. That you mustn't quit." Okay, think about that. Because things gonna get bad sometimes. That's when you gotta pull the straps up and keep it going. All right? That's when you must not quit. Because a lot of times you want to get to that next level and you get this close to the door. But something happened out of the ordinary, and what we do? We quit. And then we gotta back up, then we gotta start all over again. But when your heart is hit, that's when you got to stick to the fight. When your heart is hit, stick to the fight. All right? That's when you mustn't quit. That's when you must not give up. Okay? That's when you must not give up. Okay? I usually do this thing. The title of my first book is called "Unlocking the Door to Success." And I titled it that because there was a example that I used about knowing the combination to unlock that door. If pretend I had a combination lock up here, I usually have one with me, but I don't have it today. And I had two people up here, right? All right, and I take that combination lock and I hand it to that one person, and I give them the combination to that lock, and I ask them to open it. What they're gonna do? They're gonna open it. Now I take that lock from that person, and I give it to the next person, but I don't tell them the combination to that lock, and I tell them to open it. Are they gonna be able to open it? No. Why? If you can't open something that you don't know the combination for. You can't open a lock if you don't know what that lock is. All right. So what's my point? My point is that in life, successful people know the combination. Unsuccessful people don't. You might know two numbers of that combination, but it takes three to open. All right. Now we talked about earlier about chopping down our tree and stuff. Those are things that you need to be doing. You need to be reading. You need to be exercising. You need to be doing those things that's going to help you get to that next level. That's a part of understanding the combination to that lock. Okay, so you can be able to open it. We can't open it because there's certain things that we don't know. All right, so in order to know them, we gotta get out there and we gotta go to work. All right, we gotta read books. We gotta study. All right, we gotta go out there and do things that other people won't do. Because see, we always want something different to happen in our life, but we won't do anything different to make it happen. Okay? So we gotta start changing that mindset. All right? You guys gotta change your mindset when it comes to things that you want to do, that you can do. All right? Everybody right now, where you are in life, you are there because that's where you put yourself. Well, I didn't want to be here. Yes, you did. Everything you do up until this point, and everything you did up until this point was your decision. You put yourself where you at right now. I know some of you looking at me like, man, this is crazy, man. I don't know what you're talking about. But for real, you choose everything that you do in life. People that are successful chose to be successful. People that aren't successful chose not to be successful. I know that sounds harsh, but that's the truth of the matter, man. You know, this person is successful, they're doing something. This next person over here, looking at them doing it and wishing they had what they had, but they won't get up and go do anything. The only way to get to the top of the ladder is to take that first step and climb it. That's the way you're gonna get there. And you're gonna have some bumps and bruises along the way as you're going up that ladder. But what the form just say? The form say, don't what? Don't quit. All right? It's gonna get heavy and hot sometimes. All right? But that's life. Everybody go through it. All right? Everybody's gonna go through it. And if you hadn't been through it yet, you're gonna go through it. Okay? You're gonna go through it. Everybody is either just getting out of a problem, just left a problem, or on their way to a problem. All right? So you got things out there that's gonna happen, man. How you deal with it is gonna determine how you get to that next level. All right? How you deal with it. Okay? That makes sense, guys?
Yes.
All right. To win in life, and I'm gonna wind it up on this one right here, man. But I'm gonna need some people to help me in a minute. But I'm gonna need 4 people to come up here and help me in a minute. But to win in life, you gotta do 4 things. Okay? You gotta do 4 things. And if I can get 4 people to come up here real quick, I need you to hold a sign for me. That's all. Okay, you hold that for me. You ain't gotta get up. You stay right there where you are. You got it. Come on up here. Well, I'm gonna let them do it since you've already been a part of this, man. I appreciate it. All right. No, you stand right here. You stand right there. Take that one. Hold it right there. You take this one, and you hold it right there, and you hold that one up so they can see it right there for me, man. Okay. All right. You see the word? What's the first word over here? Can everybody see it? What's the next word?
Hard work.
What's the next one?
Attitude.
What's the next one?
Love of God.
Now, in order to be successful, you gotta play this game right here. You gotta do this right here, man. And what I'm gonna show you is that every letter in every word has a number to it. All right. In the alphabet, let's say like the letter A is what? 1. That's the first letter, so that's 1. All right. T is what? 20. It's 20. Okay. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add all these letters up on every one of these words. Okay. We're gonna add them all up. All right. When you look at the word knowledge, okay, knowledge is what? Turn it around so people can see the back side of it. Knowledge comes up to 96%. Hard work comes up to what? 98%. Attitude comes up to what? The love of God comes up to what? All right, now, I bet y'all looking at me. What does that mean? All right, well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you what it means. All right, now, knowledge and hard work will get you close. Okay, it'll get you in the ball game. Attitude is going to get you there. And a lot of people are there right now. All right? But the love of God is going to take you over the top to 101%. Okay? So, if you're going to be successful in life, you got to do these things, man. But the most important thing is this one right here, man, because this is the one that's going to get you over the top. Okay? This is the one that's going to get you on the top. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, all right, thank you. That wasn't too painful, was it?
Excuse me. What's the second percent?
98. This is 96, 98, 100, and 101. Okay? All right. I didn't want to go too long over my time, because I know y'all were running behind and that type of stuff, man. So I just kind of got through it, you know, as best I could. But if anybody got any questions or anything that you want to ask me or whatever, I'll be glad to answer them. I do have some books. If anybody wanted to purchase a book or whatever, I do have some books available. If you want to do that as well.
Purchase or like how much?
It's $10. Okay. And remember what I said about reading now.
Yeah.
Y'all can do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you sure can. As soon as we break them here, we'll do that. Okay? Come on, I know I got a question now. Y'all ask me something now. Come on. I came a long way to be here now. You talk to me.
How
Talk
did
to
you get to where you at now? Like, what's the journey? Like, I mean,
That's a good question. That's a good question. I guess, you know, I was fortunate enough where I played basketball in college. I was fortunate enough I got my degree, okay? And I started to find my passion, find out what I wanted to do, and through personal development is what got me here to where I'm at now. That's kind of been my journey. Because you know what? When I talk about my personal development, 4 o'clock in the morning, I get up and work out. I get up and pray. I'm exercising. And y'all probably say, no, you don't. Yeah, my daughter, my son, and my wife, ask them. I get up 4 o'clock in the morning. And I work on this, okay? Now, it ain't easy, but you know what? If it was easy, guess what? Everybody would be doing it, all right? But if you want to do something different, you got to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing. That's called insanity, man. You want something different, but you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, all right? You got to change the game, man. If you want to do something different, you got to change the game. You got to change the way you've been doing stuff. You can't keep doing it the same way and expect a different result. Okay? That's a good question, man. Did that answer it for you?
yes, sir.
Okay, good. So whatever you got going on, do it, man. Don't let anybody hold you back. I see something all over you, man. Get it done, man. Yes, sir.
Okay, when you gave us the acronym of Prevail, was that something that you just kind of came up as you were going through life? Was that something maybe got out of the book where it just kind of just developed maybe one day just had that random thought?
It was an accident. It was an accident. I came up with all 7 of them, but I wasn't looking at it to spell Prevail. I really wasn't. It just happened when I looked at it, I'm like, wow, this spell Prevail. And it just lined up with what I was doing, man. So no, I just happened to come up with those words, and it just happened to end up like that, man. I was like, wow, that's great, man. Well, yeah, it was kind of an accident that it came up that way, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
What are some of the struggles that you had to deal with in terms of getting to from where you were, where you are now? Because some of us, I was born in 2002, so I don't really know how certain people dealt with things from when we were in school, from slave, not necessarily from slavery time, but like
probably some of my biggest struggles is my father died when I was in the 4th grade. So I grew up without a father. And that was kind of a struggle because as a young man growing up, I needed some guidance. You know what I'm saying? I needed somebody from the male perspective that could help me, get to another level or help me get where I wanted to get to, okay? And that was a part of my struggle, but another part of my struggle was probably from an academic side of things. I didn't like school, so I kind of struggled a little bit in school for a little while because I really didn't care about it or whatever, all right? But as I got older and found out the importance of it, I was able to say, okay, I need to stop struggling in this area and start doing what I need to do and not look back and say, well, because your dad is not here or because this is not happening and that's not happening, to use that as a cop-out, as an excuse, man. But like I said earlier, man, you're gonna go through some things sometimes and probably, I'm not saying it was a blessing or whatever, but I know growing up without a father ended up being a blessing because my sons and my daughter don't have to grow up without a father. So I was able to teach them and give them what I didn't give. And I made it a point that I wanted to make sure I do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that. You see what I'm saying? So we all have those types of struggles, man. So that was some of mine. Yeah, that's a good question, man. Good question. All right? And don't get caught up on the struggles, man. You know what? You need to go through some struggles. You know what? It's like a butterfly. Before it becomes a butterfly, what is it? It's a caterpillar, so it's in this cocoon, all right? And the only way that butterfly can get out that cocoon is he has to go through some struggles, all right? And he has to flap his wings inside of there and do what? Until that cocoon does what? Until it breaks. Now, if I go and just cut it and try to release him, what's gonna happen to the butterfly? He ain't gonna fly. He's gonna die, all right? Because he didn't go through the struggle. He didn't go through the struggle, man. You got to go through that struggle, man, because it's going to build your wings up. It's going to make you stronger. Now you're going to be able to face some things that you might not have been able to face before. All right? So don't run from struggles when you have them, because they're there for a reason.
Run to them.
There you go. I like that. Run to them. Run to them, man. Run to them, because it's only going to make you better. It's only going to make you better. See, you can in life, there's two things you can let happen. You can let it make you better, or you can let it make you what? Bitter. Okay? You can let it make you better, or you can let it make you bitter. All right? I chose better. Okay? I chose better, and I think you ought to chose better too. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can you share the story of your high school guidance counselor?
Yeah. When I was in high school, of course, I was being recruited to play basketball in college, and my high school guidance counselor told me, he said, son, you'll never play college basketball. You'll never go to college because, in other words, I wasn't doing the work that I needed to do in order to go to college. Okay? And I admit I wasn't knocking out the ballpark, but I wasn't the worst in the world either. But I should have worked out a little bit harder as far as my academics was concerned. But he told me that I'd never go to college, man. And you know what that did when he told me that?
Made you want to go.
That lit a fire inside of me. And it lit a fire inside of me that's saying, hey, nobody's gonna tell me what I can't do. Nobody's gonna tell me what I can't do. And you know what? And I thank him now because he did that. Because it lit a fire in me to get it done. Okay? To get it done. So sometimes you can take what people say and you can use it to make you bitter, or you can use it to make you better, man. Because somebody's always gonna say something to you that you ain't gonna like. Always. Okay? See, in life, it's not about what happens to you. It's how you react to what happens to you. It's how you respond to what happens. Because things gonna happen. How you gonna respond to it? How you gonna respond to it? You know why our jail cells are full now? Because of how people respond. How they responded. That's why they're locked up. Because things gonna happen. You see these road rages when you're on the highway, man. In Texas not too long ago, man, they had a road rage and somebody shot somebody and killed them, man. All because they didn't turn when they should have turned. They were in their way or whatever. Road rage, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. We can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
You gotta learn how to stand up for ourselves. I mean, look at what happened with black guy that was in his own apartment, and that police officer mistakenly thought it was hers when it actually belonged to the black guy.
And that's life, man.
And
That's
when
life. Things like that's
we
gonna
gotta,
happen. Yeah.
we, when I heard that, and I heard it in the news the other day, I said, this is, I'm like, Lord, what is going on here? This is not, we can't let, like I was saying in the luncheon earlier today, we can't let stuff like this just happen, and we say that we're gonna do something about it, and yet we are just sitting there, sitting on the couch, on our phones, and not saying, okay, let me get up out of my seat and go and say, hey, there's a problem here. This needs to be fixed. If we don't say, if we don't get up and do, our actions speak louder than our words. Keep that in mind. I learned that one day from a school assignment that I did, and I said, your actions speak louder than your words. Don't just say something and then don't do it. You have to physically make up in your mind and say, okay, as an African American, I'm tired of seeing our black men being shot and killed, being arrested, crimes that they did not even commit. You know, we gotta learn, and we gotta teach these kids, because some of these kids are not even understanding.
And who's the future of who's the future?
We are.
We are. All right. So what should we be doing as the future? Just what he said. We need to get up off of that seat and we need to start making something happen, man. Okay. You know, if you do something about it, you know what? And we have to come together as a people. We got to come together. All right. Because we're so separated right now. We're so divided right now. We've got to come together, man. And I always talk about the President Barack Obama. All right. You know why he was elected president? I mean, he's a pretty smart dude. You know what I'm saying? Not only because he cared. What? Because he what? Because people in the African American community did what? They came together. You know what? A lot of them don't know what this platform stood for. They don't even know what it stood for. But they know we got a chance to put a black man in the White House. So they came out and voted. They came together. And that's what we got to do. We got to come together, man. All right, you know what? You got more power when you come together. You got more power, okay? Stand up right here. Come up from a second, man. Let me show you something, man. All right, what's your name?
Oni, it's like unique, but with an O.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really unique. Okay. But, all right, see, I got my hands spread out like this. Now I'm going to hit this unique fella right here. Okay? I'm going to hit him with my hand open like this. Okay? Why you want me to hit him hard? You know what? Yeah. All right, I'm going to hit him. All right? Just like that. All right? Now, I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to close it up. And I'm going to hit him with the same force that I did with my hand open. Okay? Now, which one hurt the most? This one, the fist. Why did the fist hurt the most?
You use power and force.
Okay, I use power and force, but what else? I use power and force when I have my hand open too.
But
Your hands was together.
Say it again. My hands what?
Together, they're closed.
My hand came together. See, when you like this right here, you're separated. You got less power like this. Now, when you bring them all together, that's like your hair is braided right there. It takes 3 strands to braid that hair. And that braid is a lot stronger with those 3 than it would be with 1. Okay? All right? So coming together, you got more power. That's why we as a people, we got to come together, man. That's where the power is. That's where the power is. Look at Barack Obama. That's proof right there. That's proof right there. All right? Come together, man. I'm not saying hate somebody else, but I'm just saying, but we've got to come together, man. I've been to D.C. and seen the Museum of African Americans and the slaves and all the other stuff, man. All right? That's some deep stuff, man. But we've got to come together, though. We got to come together.
We, as I was saying in the luncheon again, I said earlier, like I said, we have to be thankful because we did not get to this point on our own. The last time that I checked, we weren't there when they had to go through dogs being barking at them and killing them and fire hoses being shot. We weren't there when they had to deal with that. We weren't.
So why is that? So why are we not going forward? And when we don't have to go through what they did? You see what I'm saying? And that's a good point you're making, man. All right, we weren't there when all that dogs were being sicked on you and the fire hose watering you down, man, and that stuff, man. We weren't there for that, man. And the lunch sit-ins and stuff like that. All right, we don't have not one excuse not to be great. You really don't. You really don't. You're not great because you don't want to be great. You're not great because you don't want to be great. You know what? I want to be great. I want to have as much as I can have when I can have it, while I'm alive to have it. All right? These people paved the way for us to have what we have. Let's not throw that away, man. Let's not throw it away. They paved the way for us to have what we have. You know? And we just throwing it back in their face because they died and fought so we can go to school, man. All right? Now we won't even go to school. We dropping out like flies. Okay? I can keep going on and on, but anybody got any more questions, man? Those are great questions, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the conversation. Yes, ma'am. When did I officially decide that I wanted to be involved with basketball? As far as playing basketball, or because I coached it for a long time too now, so all of it. You know what? Playing that was kind of an accident too. That was kind of, I mean, I was playing sports. You know, you come up to the rec department and you're playing, and you're just playing because your parents signed you up to play. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go and you play. All right. So after I started to grow a little bit and get a little taller, and once I got to high school, I saw a little bit of signs of success. Then that's when I kind of horned in and knew that this is what I wanted to do. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. You got a question? I know. I see it in your face.
No.
Yeah, you do. Huh? Okay. All right. Anybody else? You got it? Okay. Did anybody did y'all get anything out of this?
I got a lot.
You got a lot? Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, man. And like I said, if you don't get but one thing out of this, man, it was worth the trip for me coming up here. Okay? And it took me an hour and a half to get here, so you know, I enjoyed every minute of it. Okay? All right? So I appreciate you guys.
I just want y'all to know that Harvin Council here, he said he played basketball in high school. I know he played because he played basketball with my brother. So I watched him and my brother play together, and I came up and played. Where's David? Oh, I just want you to know, baby, I got some skills too, okay? So I just checked you out last night or whatever, but I just let y'all have y'all game. I might be a little older, a little thicker, but I still got a little bit of game. But Harvey said, he just being a little biased, he was actually an excellent basketball player. Back then, he has his wife now, but all the girls back then, they used to go to the games to see him and my brother, and you know, the rest of the people, whatever. But he was a really good athlete. So I just wanted to share that, and he is a Camden native like I am. So I didn't grow up with him, but I knew him from the game and through my brother. So, and actually my brother is here today in the next session for the college class, and they didn't have any idea that both of them were going to be here, but it worked out, so they were able to mingle and see each other quickly for the sessions that's going on. So I just want to appreciate y'all for accepting him, listening, paying attention, and thanking him, and just take something back that you learned. These sessions are teaching sessions. We learn, we just don't come to conferences and just run around and have fun. So I really appreciate y'all sticking it out. We've been here all day. But tonight, after this class, is our night to enjoy and have fun. So again, please give us council a round of applause for coming out.
that the basketball court back there?
Yes.
No,
Nope.
no.
Hey, you know what? I hold the record at Camden High for the most points in a high school
But
game.
didn't he tell y'all he was just kinda, right?
I wasn't gonna say all that, but I just,
How many was it?
Yeah, they were
49.
here last night.
Excuse me.
hey, guess what? We didn't have a 3-point line yet. We didn't even have a 3-point line back when I played. So I was balling, in other words.
Come out to the hoop with us.